big shout out to the homie Gustavo for letting us use his studio, man. For real. He's behind the camera, by the way. So
he's making it happen.
OG. So we had the Q&A again. Bear with us. We're kind of new to this, like podcasts or whatever we're doing, like recording these video stuff, but we're doing it all for y'all and to get the information that we want to put out. And just it's hard. Like we right now we're able to sit down and read through a lot of the stuff that we get sent. And yeah, but right now I think what we never did was like introduce ourselves and really talk about who Foos in medicine are, like, and why we started this. Like, I know we've done hella interviews right now. Thankfully, a lot of like news outlets and like national programs have reached out to us, and it's been a huge blessing to share our mission and why we're doing this, at that kind of level. But yeah, man, like I think we've never had a conversation like that, like where we just told them, how it happened, why, and what we're doing.
Yeah. It's about a little bit over a year later, but welcome to Foos in Medicine.
For real, yeah, that's crazy, man.
We're just gonna. I mean, what was your reason why you wanted to start this?
Yeah, that's crazy because, that's crazy. We finally get to talk about this, like, and share the stories like this. But like, honestly, I was never a huge social media person, and that. Like, honestly, like for me, that was one of the things that honestly, like, really was also huge, actually, talking about getting into med school. Like, for me in undergrad, like, I wasn't on social media even before then. So, to be honest, it really helped me in terms of, like, no distractions. I was, like, always locked in. Like, I was able to. I really just had no distractions. Like, it was literally just, like, school. I'll hop on YouTube, of course, who doesn't, and then, of course, like, whatever you see that's, like, super, super mainstream, I'll see on YouTube, or, like, someone always sends like an IG post or something like that, right? So I always knew the power social media had, and at some point, like, I did want to, like, I knew, like, what I was doing myself. This was before even meeting you. Like, I knew what I was doing was, like, different, like, coming from South Central and, like, pursuing this whole thing, like, not having no one to ask about it. Like, I always felt like at some point I wanted to share everything I was learning and going through for others to, like, that wanted to do the same thing. I just didn't know how, but I always felt that in me. And then, yeah, man, meeting you and having the, like, multiple talks, honestly, like, you were a big part of the reason why I was like, yeah, man, like, let's do it, because I didn't know how to go about it. And then we talked about social media. I know you came with a kind of a social media presence, and then, like, the other part of it is, like, Foos in medicine, like how you came up with that, really. And then to me, it was just a matter of not you convincing me, but, like, having to talk about how powerful social media is, getting out to, like, people. Obviously, we have a page, and, like, people are, like, listening to this, and just the fact that, like, we can get our message out and inspire others and motivate. Whether it was, like, one person, two, whatever, like, as long as we can help someone, I was like, let's do it. It doesn't matter. And yeah, man, it was scary, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I was always, like, scared to put myself out there like that. Like, the way we are right now. I was terrified. Like, I didn't even tell people about, like, I went through my entire high school with only, like, two, my closest friends, pretty much, knowing that about my immigrant status. And so I never really wanted to tell anyone. It was scary. It was always something that I don't talk about, whatever. And, I would hear people talk about, like, immigrants and all these things and illegals, y quién sabe qué, and, like, I'm just there, like, pretending like, oh yeah, like, I don't, like, not exposing myself about it, So I never really wanted to put myself out there like that. And then eventually, like, I did start sort of, like, sharing some of my story, just because I wanted, like, I didn't want people to go through what I did, like, I didn't want people to be, like, on this journey, like, not knowing what the heck is going on and, like, whether it's possible or not. Like, I just wanted to be, like, show, like, lead as an example. And honestly, it was hard because I was like, man, like, I don't know how people are going to react. Like, I don't know, like, people are going to come after me. People are going to come after my family, all these things. I was honestly terrified. And once I did start, like, mentioning it, like, so many people would come to me and be, like, just so inspired by it and, like, would tell me, like, how they're going through the same thing. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like, so many people are out there, like, you know, like we said, like Alexis said, like, you know, he always knew he was different, right? Like, he always knew he had, like, a unique story and all that stuff. And, you know, like, that's true. But there's also people out there, like, it's not the majority of people, but there are people out there who are going through something similar that we know that, like, if they saw representation, like, this would inspire them so much. And so then I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna start doing this. And I was really, really terrified to do it. But once he said he was down to do it, like, we were just like, you know, screw it, like, let's make it happen. And we did, you know, like, it. I think it would be really hard to, like, take some of the criticism and all that stuff, like, you know, by myself. Like, I think it makes it a lot easier when, like, I have Alexis to be like, oh, look at this fool, like, talking shit, like, whatever. True. Like, we can both laugh at it. But, like, I think, like, you know, like, if it was you by yourself, like, it would be harder.
For sure. I agree 100%. I mean, yeah, like, and when we did this, and that was part of the reason why I was kind of, like, scared, right, and worried about doing this, because, like, putting yourself out there, man, like, that's not easy, right? Like, essentially, we're gonna put our lives out there for people to have to comment on it, to have an opinion on it. And then it's like, obviously there's gonna be people that are gonna have something to say, you know, and we've definitely dealt with that, and that's cool. That comes with the game. But I think what makes us keep going are the people that, like, you know, damn, like, I'm pre-med now. Yeah. I'm going to nursing school, whatever it is. Like, you know, that outweighs the negativity 1,000%.
And honestly, like, I mean, at the end of the day, those are the people we did this for. So it's like, who cares about the people that really are out here talking shit or whatever? Like, we're not doing this for them. Like, they can have their opinions, whatever. Facts. But yeah,
I wanted to tell you, because that you had a post when we started med school that went viral. Not kind of, it went viral. You posted your white coat, and then you posted, like, pics of your family, you know, and when you were in the fields, you know, working with your family, like, I want to use the right words, but what did you do exactly?
Oh, like, just, you know, agriculture.
Agriculture, picking fruit and stuff, right? And it went viral because it was, like, so motivational, man. It was like, and I remember, like, that time I had gone home and I showed my mom, and I was like, yo, Mom, look, like, this is my classmate right here. Like, this is crazy, right? And I showed her and stuff, and dude, I was, like, so touched by it. This was even before Foos in Medicine.
Yeah, way before.
Like, this was before we had just kind of started school. Like, we didn't even really talk like that or nothing like that. But it was before that, and then I was like, yo, like, that's crazy. And I saw like the messages and the impact that post had, and I was like, damn, like, this is powerful, man.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. Like, actually, I saw it this morning. Like, I kind of looked at the post today.
That's crazy.
And I was like, damn, like, I remember this feeling super viral and everything. And now, like, it had, like, 14 or 15,000 likes or something. Yeah. And now we have videos that get, like, millions of views. And it's just, I was like, whoa, like, dang. I mean, that's crazy. Because I remember I felt so overwhelmed with all the people, like, sending me messages then. Yeah. I was like, wow, like, honestly, dude, like, it was so much to, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just, like, I remember, like, getting so many messages, people just describing their whole life, telling me their whole life stories, and I'm like, damn, like, I can't believe me just posting this picture, like, inspired someone so much, you know, like, motivated someone so much to tell me their entire life story, like, really vulnerable things too. And I'm just like, damn, like, this shit's powerful. This shit is really powerful. And, like, just us existing, like, I didn't do anything, I didn't give advice or anything like that. It was just, like, literally my existence. Like, this is me as a kid, and this is me right now with my white coat. And, like, inspired so many people.
Super.
So that was kind of the conversation we had.
It's just making me smile hearing about it right now, and that's true. And honestly, like, I mean, obviously now we know that. Like, I know that too. You know, like we put ourselves out there, we put our story, and then people are reaching out and like you said, you know, sending long messages and stuff like that. And honestly, at first it was easier to manage, right? Obviously with like our page smaller, and it is a little overwhelming because obviously we'd love to respond to everybody. You know, at this point, but you know, we're gonna keep putting out the content and try to motivate and inspire that way, because it is hard to respond to everyone, but like we do see those messages, and that's why we keep doing it, because we want y'all to keep going. Like, we see the stories and we see that people are relating to this, and like we want y'all to believe it, like y'all can do it, you know. And so we believe in every single one of y'all to keep going. And but yeah, man, it is crazy, like just us existing here, like you saying that, like it's really the truth.
Yeah. And then look out for that Q&A. We're putting together Q&A because, you know, we know that we get so many questions. Yeah. So we just really want to just tackle some of these questions and answer them, you know.
Yeah. I want to actually carry on a question from that. It's not really like med school advice, but someone asked, is Coca-Cola bad for you?
Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Like
Coca-Cola. Or
you're talking about the soda?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Coca-Cola. I mean, I haven't looked into it myself.
Yeah, I don't know. It cures a lot of things apparently in Mexico.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't really know enough to talk about it. I feel like.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Someone asked that. We don't know. We're not doctors yet, so we can't give medical advice.
Yeah.
But you live your life.
And I don't even think it has to do with like whether you're a doctor yet. Like, there's people that literally like are researching this, and they're experts on this. Like, they've done studies on like how people, you know, have reacted to the ingredients that are in Coca-Cola or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like spreading like any misinformation or anything like that.
True.
Like, if I tell something, that I want to be super sure about it. So
that's a smart.
I can't.
This is an educated fool. You hear that?
Like,
that's true. But someone always asks, or like not someone, people ask. I've gotten asked this. I don't know if you have, but people ask me, and I've seen messages too, if we knew each other before med school. I don't know if you've gotten that, but it's crazy, like how people might think that we knew each other before med school. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? But we didn't. We met at med school, like a couple months into med school at that, probably. I don't remember, but yeah, it was we definitely didn't know each other or like at all.
I actually remember the first time we like kicked it. I mean, actually not even kick it, but like the first time we actually like hung out and stuff.
Really? I don't think I do.
I was actually like,
it was a bad thing.
No. We were actually studying. We were being studious fools.
Yeah.
So basically, I took an exam. It was like my first anatomy exam in med school, and I was so bummed out because, I mean, it was my first anatomy exam ever. I've never tested like this in my life. Like, for a little bit of context, like basically, like we go in there for maybe 2 months or whatever, and we just like go into this room of cadavers. So there's straight up dead bodies there. And we like learn all like the different nerves and muscles and everything that's in the body. And then like we show up for the exam, and basically they just put like a little pin with a number on like a body part. Like it's not like, oh, like this is a hand. It's like some really, really specific muscle or something like that, or very, very specific nerve that looks like everything else. It looks kind of like when you first go in there, everything looks like spaghetti. I feel like, you know, like, and there'll be like a bunch of spaghetti, and they'll be like, what arteries is?
It's crazy. Yeah.
And I was like, man, what the heck is this? And I took my exam, and I didn't get a score I liked, and I just knew like this fool, when I saw him, like I think at tutoring or something, he just had that shit down. And so like I actually texted him, and I was like, hey fool, like I did bad on my exam. And he was just like, "Oh, don't worry, let's go study. Like we'll hit up the lab. Like we'll go study." And then we set up a time, and we linked up and went to the anatomy lab like after hours and everything. And we just,
you know, it's crazy. When I saw that message, I was leaving anatomy lab.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. See, this guy was on top of it.
That's crazy, but I remember that. Yeah, I mean, of course, bro. I was like, I mean, this is fine. Like, let's just get in the lab, you know, and we're gonna get to it and that's all it is. Putting the time into it, and then like, you know, talking about it, having, you know, and yeah, that's what it was. And I was like, hell yeah, like, let's go in there, bro. Like,
yeah. And I think it's you know, really important for you to have people in your life and in school and stuff, and try to find people like that you know, kind of like understand you. Like, I feel like I wouldn't feel comfortable going up to certain people like and telling them, hey, I did bad. Like, if anything, I would feel like, oh man, they might judge me or whatever, like, because I didn't do well on this exam. But like, I felt comfortable going to this guy, you know, like, we had interacted a few times. Like, we interacted at like this first generation event, you know, kind of talked about our backgrounds a bit, whatever. And I was just like, you know what, like, I feel comfortable going to this guy because I understand that he's gone to struggle, you know, he struggled his life. Like, you know, like, he, like, coming here was a battle, and like, you know, he knows what it's like to like work like an upward hill, you know, like going up there. And so like, I just felt comfortable coming to him and being like, yo, like, I did bad, like help, like, can you help me, dude? Like, you know, what do you do, whatever.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. And it's likewise, man, like, going through clerkships. I mean, I'm still finishing up, you know. Irvin already finished up, but like, man, this shit's tough, man, you know. And I had to take some time off, you know, for many reasons, but you know, in the end, like, I kind of just needed that time to come back and do, like, just for myself, you know, just to be able to learn better and all that, and perform better and all that. And but anyways, like yeah, man, I'll hit Irvin up, like, hey, bro, like, how did you study for this rotation? Like, what did you use? You know, like, because I know he's on his, you know, we're all on the grind, and he's on his studies too. Like, he's on top of it, and you know, we just ask each other those questions, and it's like, you're right. I mean, you don't, even that is, in this space especially, is showing vulnerability, right? Like, you're asking someone else, like, oh, can you help me with this? And it's like, oh, like, people might be like, well, like, figure that out on your own, or like, you should know how to do it. Like, you know, it's like going back to like the pre-med toxic space. It's like, bro, you don't ask your classmate for like, oh, how did you do this? Like, I'd be scared. I'd be like, man, they're gonna sabotage my ass. And for us, it's like, you know, you don't feel comfortable asking anybody that. So
that gives me PTSD, bro.
It's crazy.
I just briefly, bro, like, I came to college with like one of my homies, man. Like, we've known each other our whole life, and you know, we've always been like watching out for each other and stuff. And then we got to the university together, and it was just like us two.
Yeah, UW is no joke, bro.
And like, I just remember, man, we would like, there was like this kid, and we were like, had like a chemistry lab, and we asked him for help. You know, we're like, hey, man, like, can you look at this? Like, am I doing this shit right? And he's just like, look at it. He's like, yeah, that's good. Bro, I failed the shit out of that whole lab because he lied to me. He already knew what to do, but crazy. He lied to me, and I was like, damn, people really are like that. Yeah. And then like, I remember he would reach out to me and my homie all the time and be like, hey, like, can you help me out with this question? Or like, hey, what you guys put down for this? Or how'd you do this? And we'd be like, yeah. Because we grew up like just helping each other out, you know? We just, you know, you have each other and whatever. Yeah. And then like, we'd help him out. And then like, then we would ask for help or something, and we just get ghosted.
That's crazy.
And I was like, damn. And that was my first quarter in college, and I was like, damn, people really are like this, you know? And it just made it feel like every man for himself, to be honest.
Definitely felt that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I went in with my homie, like, from where I grew up, from the block, actually. We got into CSUN together, and it was like one of the happiest days of our lives when we found out that, because we went to different high schools and stuff, but we were like neighbors essentially. And then but he ended up going into like political science realm, sociology, I mean, actually, and I went biology, you know. So it's like two completely different tracks. And then, you know, obviously, as we went more in our like undergrad career, you know, our classes started kind of becoming different. So we kind of started separating by nature, like just like in terms of like spending time together. It was harder because we both had different schedules, both had to do different things. And then literally after that, like you said, it was every man for themselves. And I remember like just like not fitting, like I felt like I didn't fit in with a lot of the people in those classes. Everyone, I mean, I made friends still, of course, like, you know, like Latinos, like Middle Eastern, white, whatever. But like, it took me a while. Like for a long time, I really, really felt like I was by myself in these classes. Like I'll sit there everybody be talking amongst themselves, and I'd be just sitting there quiet. You know what I mean? Like with my earphones, because I didn't know nobody. I didn't feel comfortable speaking with anyone. Like no one would definitely. Nobody came up to me and like, oh, what's up? So it was like, for a long time, I definitely just felt like I was just on my own. But you know, it was fine. But thinking back, like, yeah, man, I was alone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that honestly, like, it really hits close to home. Like, I feel like I was the same way, you know. Like, it was hard. I felt alone so many times, and you know, thankfully you're here and I'm here and whatever. But like, you know, just think about all the people that get weeded out because of that. Like, it's just such a lonely process sometimes, you know. And you know, but whatever, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if they're watching this, but I want to give a shout out to the homies that actually were pre-med at CSUN that actually are in med school now. Shout out to the homie Eric in New York, and shout out to the homie Michelle up in Tufts. Cause yeah, bro, like Latinos too. So I'm proud of them, man. And we're out here, like that's it. That's all I know. Like, but it is tough, man. You know, and everyone out there studying, like, we say this all the time because it is a grind, but just keep going, man. Like I don't know, like I just really want everybody to just get here, man, because we definitely need y'all in these spaces. But let's talk about. So let's tell the story about like how we met, and then I want to tell the story about like how when we were like when that moment. Do you remember when we were like, you know what? All right. I don't know if we shook hands on it, but it was like, all right, Foos and medicine, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The Foos and medicine part?
All right, let's do it. Let's start with that. Yeah. Do you remember, like, what we were doing, like, how that happened?
You talking about when we were at the mixer?
Yeah.
Okay, like, I remember it was like, I think it was like an asada or something, like a carne asada or something that we held. It was like our Latino students with like the Latino dental students. And like we were just chopping it up, and then we kind of were having this conversation that we were kind of talking about earlier about like, you know, how powerful social media is. And I was telling this dude, I'm like, bro, you know how many people from South Central, like where he's from, I'm like, would love to see the shit, like just see you be here, you know, like it would be so powerful, you know. Like imagine if you saw a med student from your block, from your neighborhood or whatever, who looked like you, who grew up in the same place as you, like. That just shows you that it can be done, you know. And so we were just like, yeah, let's do it. But actually, even before that, like before we said let's do it, we just had this conversation, and then like I remember like Alexis texted me later on and was like, hey, like, yo, like I want to start that. I want to do that social media shit. Yeah. And I was like, I'm down. Like, what should we call it? And then he was like, Foos and medicine. And I was literally thinking the same thing, and I was just like, I was thinking the same thing, but I'm like, man, this is too crazy. Like, imagine like you being a little undergrad or like little kid or something, and you see Foos and medicine. Yeah, like it just sounds crazy, like not normal, whatever. And but I was like, man, I'm so down. Like that's the point of it, right? Like the point is to like do something that, you know, like just really change like the narrative of medicine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, Foos and medicine, I mean, it was, like, kind of a joke, too, but at the same time, like, yeah, like you said, nobody's seen that. And no shade at any of the like, medfluencers that I grew up, or, like, not grew up, but, like, I was going, like, through college and stuff watching, but, like, none of them were, like, me. None of them looked like me. I didn't relate to any of them, you know. And I mean they put in out great content and stuff. Obviously, I was watching them, but yeah, like one thing I thought when we're thinking of doing this is like, bro, like none of the medfluencers like on YouTube or on Instagram or whatever like look like us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like really hard too. Like when you'd get like advice from, you know, like a medfluencer or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, take 3 months off of work or whatever, don't do anything for 3 months and study for the MCAT. And I'm just like, bro, what if I have to work? Yeah, you know, like facts. It's like, you know, we live in different worlds sometimes, and like some of us can't just take 3 months and like do what, like just study. Hard. Like what about the bills, all whatever, helping out the family, whatever it is. So yeah, you know, like not relating to that was also like, you know, pretty tough, and one of the reasons why I wanted to also do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard, and I think like I mean we could probably talk about that for another day, like another video, because the MCAT topic, and I think that's an extensive conversation we could probably have. But yeah, man, that was part of the reason why we did this. Because yeah, we might have something else to say to that, you know. And like you said, yeah, watching a lot of these videos, it's like take 3 months off, get this expensive ass MCAT course.
Oh, yeah. Hire a tutor.
Hire a tutor.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, yo, yeah, how, from where?
For real.
But yeah, I think is there any? Go ahead.
Oh, was it?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to know, like, what was your experience like when you found out you got into med school?
Boy, damn.
How did you react? Like, what happened? What were you doing?
I was at home. I was chilling on the couch, and then I got a phone call. Yeah, I don't want to disclose the school and stuff. I think I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But I got a phone call by the dean, and it was I wanted to scream, bro. I couldn't believe it. It was like, that moment was surreal. I was next to my brother actually, and I just jumped up like. I dead ass wanted to scream. I couldn't believe it because I started crying after that, like after the phone, because no matter what, I knew I was gonna be a doctor because I got into school, you know, and into a school, and I know like for you know like the situation you were in is completely different. That's why like when you know about being DACA and like not qualifying for like federal loans and stuff, that's like a whole another thing like that. I'm just like, man, but like for me, I mean, I knew, you know, thankfully I was born here, so like, you know, no matter what, whether, you know, like I knew like whether it's loans, whatever, like I knew this is what I wanted. And knowing I put all that work in, man, and then I get a phone call and someone tells me like, yep, you're in med school, you at this point, no matter what, you're gonna be a doctor. Bro, like I could cry right now. You know, it was like I just called my mom, like crying, like, Mom, like, like we did it. Yeah. We did it. Like, I'm going to be a doctor. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the sacrifice, and thank you for this opportunity that you're giving me. And yeah, I remember that, man. I could cry right now. How about you? What were you doing?
So I was at work, and for those of y'all who have gone through like the med school application process, like, and there's like this long period where you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's not like they tell you like, oh, on this day, like we are going to tell you whether you get in or not. It's
a long waiting game.
Man, I was so anxious that whole time. Like, and I remember I would just check my email. Like, I would just check my email and refresh it like every minute, bro. Like every chance I could, I would just refresh it.
You wake up, you go to sleep.
It was toxic, man. It was unhealthy.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
And I would just be like this, and whatever I do before I go do something, I would just check real quick. Like, did I get an email? Did I miss any calls? Like, what's up? Yeah. And then I was like literally finishing up at work, and I was doing research, and I was like finishing up learning how to do like an experiment. And like I was walking out of like this cell culture room, and where we do like work with cells and stuff. And then I just pull out my phone, you know, like because I just always check my phone for my email because I want to know if I got into school or whatever. Yeah. And I get an email, and it's from the school, and I was like, what the fuck? And like I'm just like walking towards my like desk to go get my stuff, and I start reading it, and I'm like, dude, it just like the first thing I saw was congratulations. And like I grabbed my stuff, and I was just like walking through the hallways, and like I was like, what the heck? What is this? What is going on? But like one of the first thoughts that also came to my head was like, damn, like I don't know why I felt like it was a weird feeling, like if I just like pulled off like a heist, like as if like damn, like I just like cheated my way here or something, even though I didn't, obviously. But I was like, what the heck? This is not supposed to happen. This was not supposed to happen. I know I've been working towards this forever, but I literally felt like, dude, what the heck, like this is not supposed to happen. Like this has to be like not real. Like this, like I don't know. Like it just felt like it shouldn't be happening. Like as if I like just was like an intruder that got into a room that I was like I got past security or something. I just had this strong feeling of that. But anyways, like, but at the same time, I was also like, wow, what the heck? And I just started. The thing that went through my head was like all the flash. I just had hella flashbacks of my upbringing. Like I just saw it all. Like I saw, like working in the fields. Like I saw like me hiding under the bed when like border patrol would come through, immigration would raid our apartments. Like I saw it all, dude. Like it just flashed before my eyes, and I saw all like the study and all the grinding. Like it all just flashed before my eyes, and I got on a bus to go home, and I just cried the whole way there, dude. Like I cried the whole way there. And, like, I don't cry that much, But, like, damn, like, I was just on the bus, and I was like, everyone here thinks, like, something horrible just happened to me. But, damn, like, this is, like, the happiest day of my life. And I got off of the bus, and I FaceTimed my parents. And I tried to record it, like, the FaceTime record, but I didn't catch the audio. And I just called them, and I'm like, hey, like, and I talked to them for a little bit. And then I was like, hey, like, you guys have a moment? Like, yeah, what's going on? And then I tried to say, voy a ser un doctor. I tried to say it, and the words couldn't come out.
That's crazy.
Like, I was just sobbing, bro. I was bawling, and she's like, my parents got so worried, and they were like, are you okay? ¿Estás bien? ¿Estás bien? ¿Te pegaron? Like, where are you? Like, is everything okay? And I'm just trying to say it, like, voy a ser un doctor. And I couldn't. And then eventually I was able to, like, squeeze it out. And they're like, oh, shit, he just got into med school. And, yeah, just crazy experience, like, definitely, like, one of the happiest days of my life. Just seeing, like, all the hard work that we put in and, actually being, like, accepted into a school. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, I literally pictured it as you were saying it. And, like, that's crazy. But, damn, that was crazy. That's great. We're gonna close out this video now. Like this is fun. I don't think we've never talked about that story.
No, we haven't.
That was a good one.
Yeah. But anyways, like we said, we never really did a formal introduction to this. But welcome to Foos and Medicine. I hope y'all we're just trying to give you guys a little bit more. Get to know, like have you guys get to know us a little bit better and like kind of like our motivation, like our motives behind like why we started this, why we continue to do it, and also like why we're still doing it, right? Like there's a lot of things coming up. We're obviously really really busy, but this is so important to us that we make it happen. But there's things that we really want to work on. We really want to put together a scholarship out there. We really want to like bring up our community, bring up our people. So you guys just stay tuned and, like keep following us. And I mean, if you guys don't like it, obviously you guys don't have to follow us. Like, it's just, we're not doing it for that. We're just doing it because we know there are people out there like us who would really find this very helpful.
Exactly. Thanks, Irvin. All right. We'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Brown, elegant, Barras medicine, ego representative. I'm better than I ever been. Flying high and fresher than ever. Support is key, unity, finally got it together.